So I'm gonna be changing my LED lights in my dash. I already did it to the climate control and the switches and shit. I'm gonna do it to the dash though, so I'm gonna just take you through the process. So way before you even start this project, what you're gonna need is a soldering iron. I have a little holder, you don't need that. Some solder, and the most important thing, 5mm little LED lights. So yeah, here we go. Almost forgot, you're definitely gonna need a flathead screwdriver. I have two sizes. I don't know, maybe I'll use one over the other, but we'll see. You're gonna take out 4 screws, one in each quarter. They're 7mm, and once that happens, you're able to take the whole thing out. So here we go. All right, so once you take out all 4 screws, you should just be able to take this out. I don't think I can do it with one hand. Oh no, never mind, I can. Definitely put your car into accessory mode or whatever. Put it all the way down to first, and then you're able to slide it all the way out. I can't do it with one hand because there's a connector obviously, and you have to disconnect the whole cluster. But while you have it in first, obviously emergency brake and your foot on the brake if anything, just take out the cluster. So here we go. All right, so there you go. It's just that button right there. You just have to push down on it and pull a little aggressively, but you'll be all right. Obviously once you take it out, put it back in park, turn it off, and now we're gonna go inside and work on it. So starting off, if I remember correctly, what you have to do, you have to take off this front face, this little plastic part. You have to take it off first. These 2 clips, and then these 3. So do that. And all right, so definitely if you're not doing this in a well lit area, get a light or whatever, these 2 clips in the front are super annoying. You have to basically push the plastic down and around, if that makes sense. I low-key kind of messed them up, but I don't know, if anything is for the better. That shit won't focus, but they're a little scratched, but it's whatever. Next thing you need to do is take the little what are these considered, dials? I don't know. Take these off. So while editing this video, make sure when you're taking off the little dials not to move them. When you put them back on after replacing the LEDs or whatever, you have to make sure that they push it all the way to the left and make sure that they sit on 0. If they don't sit on 0, when you turn on the car or whatever, they're gonna be messed up. So you have to make sure not to touch them, not to move them at all, and try to take them off without moving them and put them back on without moving them. If you don't have like pry tools, your best bet is a fork. That's what I just used. I try to do the first one with my hand, but it is pretty hard. I mean, I still have like, my skin's a little I don't even know what you call that, but I just use a fork, try to get it as under, like as far under as you can, if that makes any sense. Slowly but surely just pry up. Yeah, it's not really a secret to it. Literally just prying up. And yeah. Next step is just unclipping the, I think it's 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. 7 clips, and just picking up this whole little faceplate. So once you unclip the bottom, you pretty much just take this out or whatever. And only lights we're gonna be worrying about is the ones pretty much in white. So starting off in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna show a polarity chart. So when working with LEDs, you have a negative and a positive. Hold on. long is positive, short is negative. So I'm gonna show a polarity chart, and that will let you know what goes where, if that makes any sense. All right, so next up, you're gonna wanna plug in your soldering iron, and what you're gonna do is pretty much heat up each corner where it's soldered down and just take out the bulb. I'm gonna be using this pair of pliers because I don't really want to burn myself, but with the pliers I'm gonna hold the bulb. Obviously with the soldering iron, I'm gonna just solder each corner and whatever. And I'm gonna just take all these bulbs out. So here we go. All right, so I just brought my phone up. Hopefully I don't block it too much. So what you're gonna do, they're kind of not good tweezers to do this, but I'm gonna grab the bulb, heat up the edge. Soldering iron's kind of cheap. Takes a little bit for it to truly heat up. There you go, that side came off. I'm gonna do the top now, or the bottom, the other half. There you go, just like that. See if I can get it on camera. It's not really focusing, but yeah, just like that. Now we're gonna do that for all the other ones on the board. So just like that, took all the bulbs out. Looking at it now, you should add a little bit of solder to each circle, positive and negative, because basically what you're going to do, if I can find my LED, you are going to bend it. I might as well just bend it and then show y'all how you're gonna bend it. So basically what you need to do is bend the LEDs in this T-pose, I guess you can say. You definitely have to get the positives. You still have to leave the positive a little longer, or else you'll forget. So just make sure the positive is a little longer than the negative. You have to do this as many bulbs as you want, obviously. I'm gonna do all 9. So my method of doing this certain bend or whatever is I cut the negative leg halfway already. Then with the pliers, I bend the negative, then I bend the positive, then I cut them accordingly. So now that I bent them, I'm definitely gonna fix the positive, but now I'm gonna cut them accordingly, leaving the positive, obviously the longest wire right here, the longest, wire, leaving the positive longer than the negative. So I have to make 8 of these, and then from there, solder all of these LEDs back on. So here we go. Ready, 3, 2, 1. All right, so after you fix up all your bulbs and whatever, you can do this first and then do the bulbs, but it doesn't really matter what order you do this in. Sorry for the background noise. My family just got home, and you already know that how that works. But what you're gonna do, as I was saying, what you'll do is put a little bit more solder on exactly where you put the bulb. Jesus Christ. So here we go. We're gonna do the top and then the bottom. This angle is kind of crazy. Hold on, let me move this light. We can work with this. Like I said, the top one up here and the bottom one, that's where we're gonna add solder. It looks something like this. Okay, good angle. You're gonna warm up both the bottom, and you're just gonna add solder just like that. Easy. Once again, tap, add solder just like that. You're going to do that. You're gonna do that for every single one. I already did that one. I just did this one. Every single bulb, because what you want to do is add a good bead, so when you put these two on, it has something to hold on to. Right now, if I were to solder this onto this, there's barely any solder for it to attach. I know I'm not describing this correctly. I'm not using the right terms, but I really don't care. You feel me? Add a nice bead of solder so it has something to hold on to. All right, so now that I added a bead, I know this bottom one. This bottom bead is positive. This top bead is negative. As you can see, the wire on the left is longer than the wire on the right. So I'm going to place it down like this. Holy shit, man. In this household, I can't even have a little bit of time to myself, but fuck it, here we go. So while holding the LED with my pliers, making sure that the short end is on top, I'm going to heat up one of the ends first. Slowly but surely press it down. I'm gonna fix it up a little bit. I didn't really like how that one's set. There you go, one side, of course it fucking moves. There you go, and there you go. Something like that. Definitely try to push it more down. It is standing up a little bit too much. Just gonna heat up the bead again. Push it down a little bit more. Push it down a little bit more. Now, just to be safe, I'm going to add a little bit more solder on top of the wire. I don't know. I just want it to be spotless, if that makes any sense. There you go. The perfect bead right there. The whole wire is covered by solder. There you go. Let me show y'all. Pretty solid. You can even see how that wire is a lot shorter than that one. So that's how, I mean, that's just how I'm gonna do it. I don't know if that's how other people did it. But yeah, one side is definitely a lot shorter than the other. This one's a bad example, but you can still tell. Now you're gonna do that for every other one. Here we go. And boom, just like that. All of them done. I'm not sure, but y'all need to be careful. I think I just burned both of these little LED panels because I got the soldering iron too close. I'm not too sure though. They might have already been like that, but that shouldn't affect anything. I didn't record it, but after soldering in all the lights, you pretty much reconstruct it, the whole instrument cluster, the same way you deconstructed it, all the clips and whatnot. And all that's left is just to plug it in and hope for the best. Hopefully you did all the polarity correct. And I'm talking for myself right now, because if I didn't, I'm not even gonna bother doing it again, because that shit was too much. Okay, so now that I plugged it in, hopefully once I turn it on, everything lights up. Oh my lordy lord. So, two things to take in. I soldered a little piece. I'll try to like edit a clip.
These resistors here are the most likely culprits. Small cracks might develop where the resistor is soldered to the board. This can cause intermittent display issues, or the display might fail completely. This is a close-up of the solder joint under a microscope. You don't need anything like this for repair. This is just kind of to give you a good idea of what exactly is going on. You can see at the bottom of this resistor, there's a small crack running horizontally. As the resistor pries up or down, this can make or break contact, causing the display to come on and off. Just to play it safe, we're going to resolder each resistor. Using your soldering iron, melt the existing solder, then add a dab of new stuff as well.
I soldered a little piece, and now my what is it called? My gear select shows up. I'm so glad that works now. For some reason, they're tinted blue. I did these, they're completely like frost white. Right here on camera, it kind of looks like piss yellow. I don't know why these are frosted blue. For some reason, this one is also frosted blue, the fog lights. But this one is frost white as well, and this one's a little bit of piss yellow. I know why this is piss yellow, because there's a piece of plastic that's a little bit burnt from the LED that was already in here. That's why it looks a little burnt. It works, everything works. I'm glad it works. I'm just a little disappointed. Yeah, it just doesn't look how I thought it would look. And that gauge right there, the oil pressure sensor, my fault, my oil pressure sensor is just a little bit too high, car isn't even started. Will I change it? I probably should, but I'm not. I'll just keep that in mind from now on. Every wherever it stops, just take it down 2 notches, and that's the actual or oil pressure. Yeah, it's kind of fluctuating or whatever, but yeah. Overall, I'd give it a out of 5. How hard it was definitely like 3. You just gotta know what you're doing. Out of 5, 5 being the hardest, 1 being super easy, definitely a 3. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, how can I forget? You definitely need to put all 4 screws back in, and then put the fucking dash panel back in. So let's get to that. And yeah, just like that, all new LEDs everywhere. Next mission is changing the LEDs in there, and I'll definitely record that as well. And the very last mission is changing these, although they are working, all of them. They're just not as bright, you feel me? So yeah,